Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today we are going to be talking about ground beef. Just kidding. I kind of call this deck ground beef because it's 7327, and for those of you that don't know, that's the actual makeup of ground beef. Anyway, this is a mono green deck based around this guy. Now, you reveal your hand if you have 7 or more lands, you flip him. Then he becomes a enchantment. So we're not going to win with general damage. But whenever a land you control is tapped for mana, add a mana to your mana pool for each other land you control that type. So this is a coat of arms for forest. Okay? That's exactly what it is. So if you've got 4 lands in play, they tap for, well, the one for the normal, and they all tap for however many lands you got. So if you got 5, they tap for 5. So on turn 5, you've got 25 mana. This is ridiculous. Now, there are many different ways to set up your own perfect hand, but Journeyer's Kite's pretty good. All my Journeyer's Kites are actually in use. I don't think I have a bunch of them anyway. It's not a money card or anything. It's just I just don't have any more. But anyway, Journeyer's Kite's pretty good. However, this deck relies just about solely on drawing your lands because there is just an absolute bunch of lands. If y'all can see that right there. I mean, it's 73 lands. So the ideal opening hand is 7 lands. It's not that hard, even if you don't have it. You can actually just, in a bigger game, you get a slow start is what it looks like, and you're off. Now, that being said, this is going to be kind of quick because we've only got just a few cards to talk about. Obviously, we're going to play with Exploration because once you get him flipped, well, first off, if somebody destroys all enchantments or targets your enchantment, you're kind of in a world of hurt anyway. I mean, this is pretty much a one-trick pony. Yes, lots of mana is generally pretty good. Also got Rites of Flourishing, double meat, double cheese, got to have it. But what I wanted to do is do mana sinks. Mana sinks that, well, can win. Let's go with creatures next. We got, he's our sole 1-drop in the deck, I do believe. And just because he essentially doubles your mana. I mean, there's no other way to do it. And when your lands are tapping for that much mana, the Candelabra guy is pretty amazing. And he's really good as a budget Candelabra. Now, as not per se a Hydra deck, but a few of these Hydras are pretty good when you're talking that much mana. The Primordial, the fact that he doubles his and he gets trample. The Colonian, here again, doubles his counter. Hero's Bane is actually probably one of the sickest. I mean it. This guy's amazing. Broodmaster, because can you imagine how many giant Hydra tokens you can make with it? Oh my god, it's sick. Then we've got our non-Hydras. Ant Queen, because, you know, WTF, mate. This is crazy. That many ants. Wolfbriar Elemental, you're gonna get some elves out of this deal. Even if you just think about, if you break out your opening, when you flip your guy, 7 lands. If you can get those 7 lands in play, that's 49 mana. That's 49 green mana. Any card you play, any of these mana sinks with 49 mana is stupid. That means this guy's coming out with 30 or 40 something to, oh, it's crazy. The Genesis. I want a bunch of giant oozes. My gosh, this is, or just maybe one giant ooze. Soul of Zendikar is a absolute wonderful mana sink. It's beautiful. And of course, we have our double X buddies here. We have the Hangerback Walker, which is a alright mana sink when you cast it. But the Walking Ballista is probably the card that you want to draw the most. This is absolutely stupid with this guy. However, a lot of people, the power level of this particular card is obvious, and everybody will know it, and they are gunning for your Walking Ballista. However, if they shoot it, I mean, it's not like you can't shoot them back and probably instantly kill them. Anyway, I'm playing with Elvish Fury. Yeah, I know you're like, what? But I think the reason why I'm playing with Elvish Fury is because, one, it's a pretty good mana sink, and you can actually eliminate players with other players' generals. Because if somebody's got their little, 4/4, 5/5 general, it's funny, in this deck we're calling that little, and they're swinging, you can actually just Elvish Fury buy it back enough times on their general to where they put somebody that you need put out of the game. So I like Elvish Fury as a mana dump, as a, just a kill card. Now, Tribal Unity, yeah, it's not a huge tribal deck, but if you want to think about your Hydras, your Ants, your Wolves, the tokens that you are producing, hey, and here again, it's an instant, so you can play it during somebody else's combat step. It's amazing. Constant Miss, the Buyback Fog. I love me some Buyback Fog. As you can see, it doesn't have a whole lot of coming out of the gate power, so you might need to, of course, Boundless Realms to double up, because, why not? 7, so you go from 7 to 14. Well, actually, no, because you can cast this on if you've got, let's see, you're casting General on turn 3, so probably on turn 4 is the earliest you could do it. I doubt you would do it that early because you go from 4 to 8 lands, although that would give you like 64 mana. Yeah, tough choices. Animist Awakening, because let's put shit tons of mana into play. Soul's Majesty. Okay, Soul's Majesty is your silver bullet. I don't care. If you have a creature and you cast this spell, you are probably winning the game. If not that turn, in the soon turns thereafter, barring some kind of, radical event. But Soul's Majesty, because odds are your creature are going to be ridiculous. Hurricane, because obviously we're weak to the flyers, and this is a win condition. Yeah, you're like, well, it kills you too. Does it? Does it really? Shield of the Ages, it is another kind of CYA card. Love it. Because you've got mana, and Shield of the Ages, just, when you run it out there on turn 2, it kind of looks innocent enough, but once you start taking no damage from anything, people start to guess it. And we got ourselves a snake basket, because X snakes is cool. Now, I do hate those artifacts that, play it only when you play sorcery. But hey, let's face it, for a crap ton of snakes, that's not bad. Now, we are going to be out-creatured by our opponents. It's just about always going to happen, since we only have like 12 or 13 dudes. So we got to get them through. So, unblockable is the way to do it. And we got Shroud as a kicker. Hey, that's awesome. And this guy is just about immune from your wrath effects, well, your opponent's wrath effects, because he's only a creature when you want him to be. So, and then our last card is Rocket Launcher. Now, here again, one trick pony, but you can activate it. Just, I mean, it is possible to kill the table with this. You draw it late enough and life totals are down. But anyway, that is what I have got for Sasaya. Nobody knows how to pronounce these damn things. Anyway, that's all I've got for right now, and we do appreciate it. I appreciate you watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and support your local game shop. But right now, it is time to shuffle and cut.